Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Thunder Today YouTube channel. I am your host, Dylan Hibbard, and in today's video, we are going to be going over some different lineups that we could see the Thunder run next year. We know they have so many different options on the bench and so many different options they can run out there with Mark Dagnall. We'll go over a few of those, and we'll talk about what I think could be the best lineup that we run out there, and it's not even the same lineup that we ran out last year with the double big. We'll also talk about a possibility of the Dort extension and what that might look like. And then we'll kind of compare it with Case and Wallace on if you would rather have the Dort or a Case and Wallace, depending on what those contracts look like and how those guys are playing come that contract point. But first, we'll kind of get into some OKC lineups that we could see next year. We know that the Thunder are the deepest team in the league. We know that Mark Dagnall loves to play as many guys as he can in those regular season games. And we're kind of looking over some interesting lineups that we could see possibly the Thunder run out there. And I think one of the most interesting ones I think we could see a lot of in this upcoming year is a lineup of Topic, Wallace, J-Dub, Aaron Wiggins, and Thomas Sorber. And this would be a lineup in those non-Shea minutes where J-Dub is your go-to guy. You have your key bench guys next to him in Wallace and Wiggins that you know will be reliable, that can score, that can shoot, and play good defense, especially in Wallace's case. And then you have your two rookies in Topic and Sorber, where Topic is going to be able to play make like no other if he is going to be what we expect him to be as a playmaker. And for Thomas Sorber, like we talked about when he got drafted, back when he did, he's very athletic. He's very defensive minded, and that's what the Thunder love. They want to build off of those athletic guys who can defend multiple positions. And I think he's just going to be that guy that kind of rolls right into that Isaiah Hartenstein role come next year when we're not able to pay Isaiah Hartenstein. So I think another lineup, and you kind of think about the two best lineups for the Thunder. You think about the lineup we ran with the double bigs that we won the NBA Finals with, Shea, Dort, J-Dub, Chet, and Hartenstein. And people would probably be asked, why would you switch that lineup? Why do this if you guys just won the Finals? And I think it's kind of a thing of you don't want to keep running the same exact five out, because eventually throughout an 82-game season, the teams will get used to how you run it, and they're going to get used to that same starting five and how you roll it out. And I think now kind of talking about it, the lineup I think could be the best the Thunder roll out next year is what we ran for the Finals in Game 1. I think if you replace Hartenstein with Wallace, I think Wallace is going to be able to take that jump into possibly a most improved award player. I think he goes from 8, he could jump up to 13, 14 points just because I think he learned so much from the Finals experience in those first two games not doing well and then getting put back on the bench come Game 3 and then being able to play well. So it's going to be interesting to see. I just feel like the Thunder will be able to roll that 5 out lineup. It gives Shea and Jada more room to attack because with Hartenstein, you're going to have to worry about him clogging up the lane. With Chet, he can shoot the three so much better than Hartenstein. He's able to go out there and you can run pick and rolls with whoever you want with him. And at that point, that's when you're able to attack and expand and do so many different things that you might not be able to do with that double big lineup. So let me know what you guys think down below. I just feel like that Thunder lineup with the Wallace, we could see very improvement on. Maybe you guys think that we should put somebody else in there. Maybe you think that if we added Caruso into the lineup instead of maybe a Dort, that we would be better. But let me know what you guys think about what we could possibly run out there. Do you think we run out the same starting lineup? Do you think we switch it up a lot? Or do you think we kind of stick with one throughout the entire season and then go from there? You guys will have to let me know down in the comments. But we'll transition into talking about the Dort extension. And Dort has a team option after this season for $18.5 million, but he's also available for a contract extension in the middle of the season. And this contract extension would be 3 years, nearly $80 million. So you're looking at around $25 to $27 million you would be paying Dort. And as you know, in 2 years from now, when that would kick in, you're paying the big three, And I think that would just put you into second apron capital, and that's really not what you want if you're the Thunder. You want to be staying under that as long as you possibly can, whether that's 3 or 4 years down the road you hit it, but the longer you can stay away from it, the better. So for me, it's like, do you just try to extend Lou Dort and kind of pick between the guy I'm going to talk about next in case is Wallace? I think the way this is set up with Wallace possibly earning a rookie extension at the end of this year too, you're pretty much having to choose your poison between Lou Dort and Cason Wallace, because I feel like you're going to have to give that little bit of extra money to one of those 4 guys because you pay your big 3. Hartenstein's not going to get that $30 million, so who's going to be that 4th guy on the team that kind of sticks around for a bit longer, doesn't make as nearly as $50 million, but is known as kind of like that 4th guy that will stay around and you will build with kind of in that sense. And for many people, it's going to be a hard choice because you have Lou Dort, who was undrafted, was back with Shea in 2020 in the bubble. He's been here throughout all of it. And then you have Wallace, who, like I said, I have high hopes for this upcoming season, and I just feel like he can take that next step. And I think these 2 players are so similar in a defensive standpoint because they're both amazing defenders. They're both all-world defenders. It's just, honestly, for the Thunder, who's going to be cheaper at better value, honestly, it might come down to, because if Lou Dort is getting $27 million a year, what does Cason Wallace's rookie extension look like? Do you give him a 4-year, $100 million and say you pay him $25 million a year, or maybe a 5-year, $100 million, and maybe get that down to $20 million AAV? And I don't know who I would rather have at this point. I think just from a team perspective and who's on the Thunder at this point and what their strengths are, I really think that the Thunder should consider keeping Dort and trading Wallace. And it kind of sounds crazy with what I just said about Wallace, but the Thunder are just so deep on their guard depth. You have Shea, Caruso, Topic, Mitchell as 4 guys that you know are very high. Well, you don't know about Topic, but you would assume are very good role players. And then from the wing position, you really only have Dort, you have Jalen Williams, you have Aaron Wiggins, and I guess Isaiah Joe if you consider him the wing, or Caruso. But I just think from a guard perspective, I think the Thunder have a lot more options where Lou Dort is a bit bigger, he plays a bit bigger, he's able to guard those bigger guys, and I think down the stretch, I think that will be more valuable for the Thunder, just because of the fact that the Thunder have so many guards, and when your best player is a guard, I don't know if you should be paying your 4th player that you're going to keep around a guard the same. So I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say about this conversation. Do you think we give Lou Dort the extension and kind of say, sorry, Wallace, we don't have the money for you? Or do you think we go with Wallace is the younger guy, he's probably the better offensive player? I'm not sure if you guys consider Wallace a better defender than Dort. I don't. So I think Lou Dort barely has him on the defensive edge, but I think Wallace has him on the offensive side. But it's just kind of up to what the Thunder think they value more in that essence of money and value at that point. But that'll be it for me today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe button down below, and that'll be it. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.